In a previous lesson, I created a combo box on a form. This combo box gets its information from the suppliers table over in my tables area, and it's not passing the information onto anything else. It's just basically slightly bound to the suppliers table in that it just gets the information from the suppliers table, both the supplier ID and the company name of the supplier. The form that I'm living on has no connection at all. It's a completely unbound form just sitting out here. There's no data source at all hooked up to the form. I'm going to come back out and move to Design View. And in Design View, I'm going to come out and just choose my text box tool and click and just create an unbound text box out here on my form. I'd like to tell the text box to display whatever's currently inside of this combo box. So every time I click on the drop-down arrow and choose a value from the combo box, I'd like that value displayed out here in the text box. To do this, I need to tell the text box that this combo box currently lives on a form. That form name is form sample, and the combo box name is whatever we've named that back in the property sheet. If I have those three things, it will go ahead and pass whatever's inside of here to the text box. So for instance, if I come out here and click inside of this guy, I could in turn come out and do this. I could say forms, exclamation mark, telling it that this guy lives in the forms family. The name of the form is form sample, so I'll type in FRM sample, exclamation point, and then the name of this guy out here happens to be called CBO supplier 1. And as long as I have that full name out here, it'll go ahead and apply that. Now, how did I know that this is called CBO supplier 1? Because if I come out here and double click on the property sheet and I click on all, up here at the top I can see the name is CBO supplier 1. I called it that something earlier here. So that's all I have to do. I'm all set up with this guy. If I come back out here and save my changes, now one more thing I need to do before I go ahead and check this, I need to place an equal sign as the very first character, almost like in Excel. Come out here and I choose Form View. Now I can see whenever I make a choice here, it's going to go ahead and stuff in the supplier ID out here inside of text box 6 here. Now why is it giving me the supplier ID and not the actual display of the supplier name? Well, if I come back out to Design View and I look at the property sheet for the combo box and I look at data, I can come out here and I can see that under row source, click the three dots on the right to open that guy up, and it will show me that I have two columns out here. One is the supplier ID and the other is the company name. This is column 1 and this is column 2. This is currently the bound column, meaning that's what's going to be stored inside of the combo box even though it's displaying this guy. Now how do I know that is what's happening? Because back out here underneath the row source you can see this is the bound column is currently 1, and that's going to pull the first column from that SQL statement that we saw just a moment ago. If I had changed this to column 2, then the actual company name would be displayed. And if I come back out here now and I move to Form View, we can see now when I come back out here and I choose Exotic Liquids, it will show me Exotic Liquids and not the actual ID that lives behind this guy. Changing this back to Design View, click on this guy. If I go back out and change the bound column to 1 and then move back out to my Form View, now when I come out and choose one of these guys, I see the actual ID. So back here in Design View, this little piece of code that I'm using here is basically the same as saying, go grab the bound column on this guy and give me that information.